UFC Fight Night 265, Arman Tsarukyan reminded everyone why he's the top contender at lightweight. Once his bout with Dan Hooker hit the mat, it was all one-way traffic from the Armenian, who could barely wait for the microphone to call for another shot at the bell. At UFC 311 in January, Tsarukyan was supposed to fight the then-champion Islam Makhachev for the lightweight belt, but a late back injury scratched him from the main event on the morning of the fight. Renato Moicano stepped up to save the card, quickly lost to Makhachev, and Tsarukyan was all but removed from the title picture as punishment. Ignoring that though, Tsarukyan is now on a 5-fight win streak, and he wants a crack at the new king, Ilia Topuria. Unsurprisingly, the champ isn't the least bit intimidated. Arman, every time we see each other in person, you freeze up like a scared duck with no idea what to do, the champ wrote on Twitter. You know I handle you however I want. I fight whoever the UFC chooses, but the issue could be one of timing. There's been speculation that Topuria is gearing up to defend in January for the UFC's Paramount debut. Is this too fast a turnaround for Tsarukyan? He doesn't think so. I can rest 1 week, fly to the US, and stay there 2 months. It's enough time to get ready. I didn't get any injury, thank God, said the #1 contender. Hopefully on Tuesday they announce the fight, me fighting main event versus Topuria. As for Dan Hooker, the Kiwi Joker took the loss with a grin and immediately aimed a jab at Moicano in the process. Moicano sucks. Let me fight him, he said with a laugh. It's a good fight. We both suck, you know? We both got cooked. Islam cooked him, Arman cooked me. We can have a cook-off. We're both but he her. In the co-main, Machado Garry strengthened his case for a welterweight title shot by outclassing the former champ Belal Muhammad. An early eye poke slowed things momentarily, but once the fight resumed, Garry controlled the distance and dictated the pace for the victory. The win gives Machado Garry back-to-back Ws and puts him directly in the conversation for next shot at the new champion, Islam Makhachev. The former champ, Jack Della Maddalena, just lost the belt, so it won't be him. Muhammad was the #2 contender, and Garry just took his place in the rankings, so the Irishman is looking good. There was no Fight of the Night bonus awarded at Fight Night 265, but 50k performance bonuses went to Tsarukyan, Waldo Cortes-Acosta, Kyoji Horiguchi, and Luke Riley. This December 9, Jake Paul will take on the biggest challenge of his life. Literally, very, very literally, the YouTuber turned professional cruiserweight boxer will face the former heavyweight king, Anthony Joshua. And it's hard to understand how this has even been sanctioned.
I'm here to go out there and shock the world. I know what I'm capable of. I see him and what he's capable of. And we're going to go to war, and we'll see the best man that will win.
Paul, 28, has basically no amateur experience. He's had just 13 fights with 12 wins. He's boxed fewer than 70 professional rounds, and the vast majority of his opponents have been social media personalities, retired mixed martial artists who were dipping their toes into the boxing world for a payday, or the past their prime professional boxers with a name Paul could make some money off. And in the case of Mike Tyson, the only actual heavyweight opponent he's ever faced, it was a well past his prime opponent. Tyson was 58 and hadn't boxed in decades. Anthony Joshua is nothing like any of those. The 36-year-old is an Olympic gold medalist, a 2-time unified heavyweight champion. He was still the champ in 2022, and he last fought for a world title just last year. He may not be in his prime, but he's not far from it. What is Paul thinking?
But people say, oh, he's out of his mind, all of these things. I've gotten to where I'm at today because of delusional optimism. And so it's delusion until it's not, because look at where we're sitting today. No one ever thought that this would be possible, that we would be here when I first started boxing, and no one thinks I'm gonna win. So join the list and be ready to be shocked.
This is all not to mention AJ will have to cut weight to make the agreed upon 245-pound or 111-kilogram weight limit, exactly 45 pounds heavier than what Jake last weighed in at, or that he's one of the heavyweight division's heaviest hitters.
At the end of the day, it's just what happens at the end of the night. I'm not in there to try and knock Jake out in 10 seconds or 8 rounds. I'm going to go in there and do a job. I'm going to want to hurt him. You know, I'm going to want to really hurt him in the ring. If that's what I want to do. That's what I'm here to do.
Joshua was the top dog in the heavyweight division for years. If a glorified celebrity cruiserweight can survive, let alone challenge him, it would be nothing short of embarrassing. But not everyone agrees. Aside from Jake Paul, the former longtime lineal heavyweight champion and potential future AJ opponent, Tyson Fury, thinks the problem child will beat Anthony Joshua. Jake Paul chins AJ. Yes, 100%, said the Gypsy King. If they fight, I'm putting £1 million on Jake Paul. Most strongly disagree, though, including Tyson's father. Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his declared John. If it goes any other way, you know it's fixed, don't you? And he's not alone in this. The vast majority of people feel so strongly about how one-sided this should be that AJ's promoter Eddie Hearn has had to address rumors of the fight being scripted. Do you honestly think that Jake Paul and Nikisa Bidarian would have even the front to say to me, right, here's the proposal, 8 rounds, 10-ounce gloves, but you're only around to throw punches from the 4th round, asked Hearn. AJ is going to go in there and destroy him. It's safe to say the pressure will mostly be on AJ, unless you're counting the pressure of not getting a serious brain injury.
100% Anthony. Yeah, 1,000%. This is something that's gonna weigh on him, right? Like, because of what you said, I'm going in there, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
Do you agree? Whatever he said, we'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself.
This heavyweight bout, which will consist of 8 3-minute rounds at a mutually agreed upon weight limit of 245 pounds, will take place in Miami this December 19. And Jake's attempt to secure one of the biggest upsets in boxing history will be streamed live on Netflix.
This will probably be the second most viewed fight in the history of boxing behind me and Tyson. And I'm going to go in there and win and shock the world.
And Anthony, if you win, what does that say?
Massive, big news. Big news. That's why I wanted to take this fight, is because I knew the opportunity that it presented in the build-up and the aftermath of a victory as well.
In championship news from the Ring 4 in Riyadh, David Benavidez's rise to the top of boxing looks more unstoppable than ever. He demolished Anthony Yarde to defend the WBA light heavyweight title, and now he wants to move to cruiserweight for a title in his 3rd division. In the co-main, Devin Haney shut down the power-punching welterweight champ Brian Norman Jr. for a world title in his 3rd division. But it was his 11th fight without getting a finish, which will have many wondering if he's reached his ceiling. And in what was arguably the performance of the night, Jesse Rodriguez once again dazzled with a 10th round TKO of Fernando Martinez to unify 3 of the 4 belts at junior bantamweight. Just try and stop him from being undisputed. And in the States, Mizuki Hiruta beat Gloria Gallardo by unanimous decision to retain her lineal and WBO super flyweight world titles. And to the amateurs in Rome, former middleweight world champion Gennady Golovkin has been elected president of World Boxing, the new governing body that aims to oversee pugilism at the Olympics.
I want every boxer to grow in a fair and a safe sport. When we are united, world boxing will move forward like one family. We will show by action, not words. What world boxing is a federation that the Olympic family can trust. We will be independent but respect Olympic values.
World Boxing launched in 2023 following the IOC's decision to ban the International Boxing Association for years of corruption and incompetence. The new governing body was established to rebuild boxing's ties with the IOC, which had hinted at removing the sport from the 2028 Games.
Let's build trust. Let's serve our athletes. Let's earn our special position in the Olympics. I invite you all, guys, to build a better future all together.
Golovkin was a legend in both amateur and professional circles. Before becoming the long-time unified middleweight world champion, he won an Olympic silver medal in 2004. Triple G, as he was fondly known in his championship days, ran as the only candidate for the presidency of world boxing, and as such was elected via unanimous decision. It's not the way he usually won, but this is his new world. And a win for Golovkin is now a win for everyone.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.